All right, everyone, welcome to today's recap. I hope you all are doing well and staying blessed. If you guys are new here, my name is Jeremiah. I'm a small cap day trader. Today is a green day. The market is still pretty slow. I am going in with smaller share size, so it is a smaller green day, but I'll go over my trades here. I was able to follow my rules a little bit better today, which is nice. And I've sort of honed in on the setups I'm going to be taking for the foreseeable future. Until the market is hot again. So we'll go over my trades here. My first trade was on KIDZ. This stock we've seen pop up before. It has a float of 430,000 shares. So pretty low float, or actually really low float, which is good, but I don't like the way it was trading. I did take a micro pullback on this. I got a little bit of a late entry, so it popped up there pretty quickly, only dipping for a second, and then I got in kind of late. I only took one share on this, so the loss was negligible, about 5 cents a share. Really not the cleanest, micro pullback or dip and rip, whatever you want to call it. So I took another trade here on KIDZ. This was a dip at 75 or at 76 actually. Not a great trade, honestly. These first two trades were really iffy. Not really happy with either of them. Um, I mean, other than the fact that I didn't end up red on this stock, um, I'm not really just happy with how I traded it. It was really choppy. I mean, we saw this red shooting star here, and then it sort of happened again. This was a little more of a doji, but still clearly some bad price action here. So I did take another entry here. This was a micro pullback. I definitely overstayed my welcome on this stock. I had my profit target put there. So I was interrupted there, but I put my profit target out like immediately and it got filled. Um, because it flushed. I mean, it flushed immediately there, so it was stalling out a little bit. So I got scared and then I put my profit target there. Just was trying to get a small scalp, and then we saw that huge swing there. So after we saw that huge swing on KIDZ, I said, I'm done with it. There was a few close calls in there. Obviously, the first trade was a loser, so that was more of a like I actually lost on it. But then I started trading BIAF. This is a lower price stock, but it did have a low float of 50,000 shares, I believe. Sorry, the float was 4.26 million shares. So still a low float, but not as low as I thought. The trade I took on it was a micro pullback here, right under 50, which I like how it's the breakthrough, the $0.50 and whole dollar, along with a micro pullback. And so just quickly took profit there. I could have held it a little bit longer, but just wanted to be in and out there. I also only took 5 shares on that trade when I could have taken, or when I meant to take 10, especially since that was the first micro pullback. And so I take another trade here, another micro pullback. This one I ended up taking with 10 shares, which doesn't really make sense that I'm getting on the second one with 10 shares. But I ended up trying to take profit, and that didn't happen how I would have liked. So I ended up stopping out for a little loss. Dipped down here, and I was in the red on it. And I was like, you know what? All right, if it goes any lower than this, I'm just gonna sell it. But if we can bounce back up a little bit, I'll sell for a smaller loss. After all, it was only 66 where my entry was. So I sold there at 64. So the next trade I took was on BIF as well, and it was the break over this 1 minute pivot. So I was watching here and started to pull away quicker than I expected, so I got a higher entry than I would have liked. But nonetheless, I was still able to get a good entry, and it started to reject there, so it scared me, but it still stayed above my entry, thankfully. And then that was a nice trade there for about 8 cents. It's a lower price stock, so I'm okay with that trade. So that did end up being the last trade for the day, and the grand P&L was $1.32. Let me see if I can do this in my head. Yeah, $1.32 was the grand P&L for today. Not a bad day. Obviously, I'm going in a smaller share size, still trying to learn how to trade in a cold market and come out with some profit. Really just scalping away at lower price stocks today is what I was doing. Obviously, KIDZ was a little bit higher priced. What was it at? $3, but still pretty low. Pretty low priced. So, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you all are staying disciplined. It's a cold market, so take it easy. Trade in a simulator or trade with small size if you're a beginner. And with that, I will see you all in the next one. Peace.